Masai has gone. Masai, I think, is settling for the bronze medal. As Tedeschi tries again, you've got to give this man credit. Trained for the London Marathon, disappointed there, and he's come back here with a vengeance in Berlin.
Three laps to go now. Zeresenay Tedeschi trying to break away from a man who has never been beaten over 10,000 metres. It looks as though Masai, the Kenyan, is going to have to settle for the bronze. It's going to be a tough haul in for him at the end. But Zeresenay Tedeschi, as he's done all the way through this race, is pushing things on, but still there is a shadow behind him. And that shadow is in the form of Kenenisa, the Olympic champion, the defending world champion, trying to replicate the achievements of his countryman Haile Gebrselassie by securing a fourth world crown over 10,000 metres.
Well, now they're coming into really Bekele's territory, aren't they? He's moving out a little bit onto the outside of Tedeschi. He's not literally in his shoes anymore. He's waiting and he's waiting. You can almost sense the increase in his cadence. He's chopping his stride length down a little bit, keeping the cadence up, just drifting along. Tedeschi looks up again. Now, with just 2 laps to go in the men's 10,000 metres, Tedeschi of Eritrea has been pushing along all the time. He's dropped everybody else, apart from the man that he really would love to drop. Kenenisa Bekele is still there, is still waiting, playing that waiting game until the last lap. He's dropping his arms now. He's just relaxing behind, gearing himself up for what he is famous for, the last 400 metres of any major distance race.
So they say a 63-second lap after 62 before, so the pace has dropped a bit. But the halfway stage was only 2 seconds over the top 12 men, but now the field is spread out.
550 metres to go. Zeresenay Tedeschi, the Eritrean, has given it absolutely everything. He has worked so hard to get away from the man who is sitting on his shoulder, tucking him behind. Just over 400 metres to go. Now they hear the bell. The final of the 10,000 metres for men. And Kenenisa Bekele has tracked Zeresenay Tedeschi all the way. And now the Ethiopian goes away. He is surging into the back straight. And we are watching one of the very greatest distance runners in the history of the sport.
It's all over. It almost was all over from the start. They just could not do anything to destroy this man. And when it comes to the last lap, this is a man who is on his own, much the same as Usain Bolt is the greatest sprinter of all time. This man is probably the greatest distance runner we have ever seen. He has won every single 10,000 metre race he's been in. The arm goes up, the finger goes up. I am the best 10,000 metre runner in the world. No one, but no one is going to take it from him. Look at the gap that he's coming through now. He really has opened up a 60-metre gap in the last 400 metres. Absolutely incredible.
What a superb race. The brave Kenyan coming in now for the bronze medal. He tracked it all the way and hung on. Masai was 4th in Beijing. He's 3rd this time. He does get his pace on the podium. And we have just witnessed one of the greatest performances in distance running. Merger, the Ethiopian, comes in. It's a tale of East Africans crossing the line. There's Kip Yego. Well, this race, good run by the American there. But this race is all about one man. He has equalled the achievements of his countryman, Haile Gebrselassie. He's unbeaten over 10,000 metres. The Americans have done well here. He's absolutely out on his feet, and there's Zeresenay Tedeschi's younger brother. He went with the pace early on and suffered. Merger joins his countryman Kenenisa Bekele. And Rich, Steve, we're looking at the greatest distance runner in history. What a man and what a race.
Without question. Let's not forget a championship record there, 26:45, and that's 17 seconds fastest than any other 10,000 metres this year. It doesn't rank in the top 10 times, I suppose, in the world, but nevertheless, they are probably record attempts at some of the meetings in Europe. So that sort of time in this championship, absolutely wonderful. Let's give it to Dedese, though, because if it wasn't for him, that sort of time would not be possible. And there he is, the little man from Eritrea, remarkable silver medal.
Well, let me give you a little bit of numbers here. 13:40.7, Kenenisa Bekele's first 5 kilometres. 13:05.6, his second 5 kilometres. And on that last lap, the first 200 metres of that last lap was 28.3. That's when he kicked away from Dedese. He finished with 29.1, but he was easing down then. So still a 57.4 last lap overall. Pretty impressive, Steve.
Well, that 13:05 5,000 metre differential is what really does the damage with the African athletes. No one, apart from the Africans, can live with it. And Dedese now, I think, deserving the applause of the crowd, and so too Bekele as he runs around the back straight.
Well, you can see just how much the athletes who were lapped early on were giving it there. Anyway, the Japanese athlete, all left, trailing in the wake of the man in the centre of your screen there. Kenenisa Bekele, flanked by his 2 countrymen, a championship record. He is still unbeaten over 10,000 metres, and what a brave, brave run by Zeresenay Dedese. What a moment for the Dedese family. His younger brother was in there as well. Zeresenay Dedese followed up his Olympic bronze from 2004 with a World Championship silver this year. But it's all gold for the Ethiopian Kenenisa Bekele. He didn't have the easiest winter. He was injured. There were slight question marks over him at the start of the summer season, and he's answered absolutely everything. This German crowd are a knowledgeable crowd. They don't just cheer throwing medals. Masai, he'll take a well-deserved place on the podium as well. His countrywoman, Lynette Masai, she got the gold in the women's 10,000 metres. They shut out the Ethiopians, but nobody was going to deny Kenenisa Bekele a 4th world crown over 10,000 metres. One day we might see this man beaten, but that would take a remarkable, remarkable athlete. We're looking at poetry in motion once again, Steve.
Well, he is on form, isn't he? Look at this. He's not breathing heavy. I mean, I don't know what you can do to beat a man like this. They try their best, but all he does is wait. That's all you have to do when you can run as fast as he can over the last 400 metres. You have to let the others play all their cards, and then you just trump it right at the very end. I don't think maybe any athlete will beat him. I think time will. He'll just get older and hopefully a little bit slower to give the other athletes a bit of a chance.
Then he goes up to the marathon and beats Gebrselassie world record, maybe. Who knows?
Look at the delight on the face of Zeresenay Dedese. It was a really brave effort to run the sting out of Kenenisa Bekele's legs, and rightly so. He is delighted with his silver. But Bekele, well, it was a privilege to see that. It really was. Masai took his turn at the front. He tried to help the Eritrean break that Ethiopian dominance. But once again, when we get to the medal ceremony, it will be an Ethiopian gold medal. Confirmation of the victory for Kenenisa Bekele, wrapping up his 4th gold medal at World Championships. Absolutely superb. A brave silver for Dedese, and the bronze going to Masai. Fabulous race to watch, it really was.